Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video. So here is the current catalyst stash. We got quite a few stacked up, got a lot of tier 6 basic, tier 3 alpha, enough to do any rank up. You know, the biggest rank up in the game currently is a 7 starter rank 2, which requires 7 of these and 7 of the tier 3 alpha. So I can do any rank up with the basic materials. It just comes down to the class stuff. So tech, we're at 3 now. Just got to my 3rd one. Now, originally, when I started collecting these tech catalysts, it was going to be for a rank 2 Shuri. And I think that's, you know, still would be fantastic. I think rank 2 Shuri would be really good. However, she's not going to be great with the suicide masteries. And that's kind of what I'm locked into for crit me with your best shot. Now, is that the best play? I don't know. It was last time we had crit me with your best shot. However, the scoring has changed since then to award more points for health and less points for time. So it might not be I don't think it's going to be like as dominant as it was before. I think you'll definitely be able to still compete without suicides. It might even be better without. I don't know yet, but I've already kind of locked into the suicide strategy with so much mental preparation and rank ups, and just that's already the strategy I've kind of chosen. So I gotta stick with it. I can't change it up at this point. So Shuri's not going to be ranked up. She's going to be staying at rank 1. So that takes us to our 6-star rank 4s. So if we just put this to rank 4s, here are the options. So I can take any one of these tech champs to rank 5 right now. And, you know, Omega Sentinel would be solid. She would be pretty good. She's not a bad defender. She has a very high base attack. She's suicide friendly. She's going to be pretty good for the next meta. And I'm going to have her in my deck, I think. But I'm not the biggest fan of her, and I don't really want her at rank 5. Iron Doom, I hate this guy. If I could rank him down, I absolutely would. So there's no shot he's ever getting ranked up. Ever. Ever. It's not happening. Stark Spidey, I love this guy. He would be great for this meta if I was on the other side of the fence, not running these suicide masteries. Then he would be so much better. But because I don't think he's even going to make the deck, because he has 0 immunity to bleed or poison. Not a very big health pool. Not going to be really useful on defense. So he's not getting ranked up. We have Ghost. Ghost is going to be very dominant in the next meta, especially because I will be using these suicide masteries. However, I think Ghost will be fine at rank 4. Obviously, the rank 5 would be nice, but I don't think she needs it. Plus, she's just an attacker, so yeah. Then we have Penny Parker. Penny, she doesn't see much play anymore these days from me and from a lot of other people as well. I don't see her used very often. Not sure how she's going to perform in the crit me with your best shot meta. Probably not great, because I'm pretty sure you can crit through block. Maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. But if you can, she's going to suck. And she's not going to be that good on attack. The bulk of her damage comes from the incinerates. So, yeah, I don't see a reason to rank 5 Penny. So that leaves us with just one other champion. And that's Warlock. Now, the only thing that makes this difficult is that Warlock is a 7-star. He's in the Titan pool as a 7-star. But if we take a look at my Titan shards, you guys will see, playing at the top of the game, you know, as I have been for the last year, I have amassed a total of 0 Titan shards. So, yeah. Can't open any of those. So, and I probably won't be able to open one before this Battleground season ends anyways. And even if I could, I probably would, but I don't want to. If somehow I did get the shards. I want to wait for some champs to get taken out, because I think it's Mr. Negative, Odin, Strife, Guardian, and Sorcerer Supreme will all be taken out in October, I think, and then a new batch will replace them. That's when I want to be opening this crystal anyways. So, yeah. So that brings us back to the 6-star Warlock. And so what makes Warlock so good? Well, he has one key ability defensively that makes him very good for this meta, which is he gains a armor buff. Now, when that armor buff is active, it says here, while the buff is active, opponent's special attacks cannot be critical. Doesn't matter if they have guaranteed crits. Doesn't matter if their crit rate is 1,000,000. It doesn't matter. As long as Warlock has the armor up buff, he cannot be struck by critical special attack hits. He can still be crit through basic attacks and everything, but not through specials. Now, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. You know, a lot of champions' ways to end fights is with special attacks, big special attacks, especially if you have guaranteed crits. So Warlock's going to be viable, very viable on defense. He's going to be an MVP for the crit me with your best shot meta. He's also immune to bleed and poison. So offensively, you know, he's not going to have those debuffs from suicides. He's only going to have the advantage. And then on the special 2, you know, we just got to intercept before we land the special 2. And then, you know, go crazy, hit him with our head. And yeah, guaranteed crits plus the armor breaks. It's going to do a lot of damage. We will take some recoil damage, but I don't think the fights will be lasting too long after the first special. Like, and especially after this, if 2 specials. So you'll probably only be taking like 5% from recoil on most fights. So yeah, this is going to be a really solid rank up. And then the other thing about Warlock that makes him so fantastic, which is, why is his head stuck behind the border? It's kind of weird. He's so tall. But Warlock, if we take a look at his critical damage rating, you can see it's 291.9%. Now, I believe that used to be the highest in the game. I don't think it is anymore. I think Shuri's is higher. Let's just see what that is real quick. Is she over? I think she's over 300%. Let's take a peek. Yeah, she's at 320. I think Shuri's the highest now, but it's still very high. It's still very high for Warlock. Like if we compare that to, for example, let's see what Stark Spidey's working with. So he's working with less than 250. Let's see, what is Ghost working with? 218. So yeah, man, Warlock's critical damage rating, it's very high. It is very high, and paired that. But the problem is that his crit rate is just not that high. You know, it's less than 25%. So you know, you're only critting like 1 in 4 hits. Obviously, with mastery, this is a bit inflated, which is also why I think a 7-star Warlock would be pretty great with the stat focus. But I digress on the 7-star. It doesn't matter though for the crit me with your best shot, because again, all we have to do is land an intercept and we have guaranteed crits. So the crit rate is irrelevant. It's only the crit damage rate is what really matters if you're playing optimally. So yeah, this rank up just really makes a lot of sense. It's gonna really put in a lot of work for that next meta. So enough talking. Let's go ahead, pull the trigger on it. Boom, bam, there we go. I'm gonna be really pissed though if I pull a 7-star Warlock now. After doing this rank up, I'll be a little pissed, but as long as we get top 8, I don't know, I take that back. As long as we get top 8, I don't care. As long as we get top 8, I'll take 7-star Warlocks all day long. That's all that matters, securing top 8, and this is definitely a big rank up that's going to help with that. So there we go, Warlock rank 5. Now there is no level up on or anything like that currently. However, we do have some event quest completion, and the final quest is the tech has tech nodes, so Warlock's gonna rip it up there. So we'll jump in there in just a sec, show off this rank 5 Warlock. I just want to show you guys first though, so these are the rank 5 tech champs now. So Nimrod, Future Ant-Man, and Warlock, a really solid bunch. And the great thing about Warlock is he was actually my first ever tech rank 4, and a little. And yeah, so I've always liked Warlock, and I want to tell you guys a little story about him too. Let's just go jump in the quest though. But yeah, let me take you back to when Warlock came out, which was, I believe, was it 2018? I want to say. Let's see, does it say 2019? Okay, 2019. So yeah, Warlock came out in 2019. He came out with Sunspot, and I really liked him. I really liked him. And people actually called him a noodle at first. People called Warlock a noodle, which, you know, I don't think that, you know, Warlock doesn't really give noodle vibes, but he came out with Sunspot. You know, Sunspot had the crazy big damage, so compared to that, you know, it kind of makes a little bit of sense that people called him a noodle. And that was also kind of especially, you know, without the recoil masteries, which I used to run the recoil masteries all the time back in the day because I used to grind a lot of arena. So I really liked Warlock when he came out, just fell in love with him when I did CCP testing, and I really wanted to get him. Just as like a 5-star, you know, would have been totally fine. And I tried, and I'd say Warlock was probably one of my biggest hunts for a character in my entire 7 years playing this game. I'd say Warlock and Nick Fury. Those are the two champs that I hunted the longest. It took me the longest to get them. So just because of that, like Warlock was really he was first too, the one like I really was trying to hunt and get. And it took me a long time. So when I finally got my hands on Warlock, like it felt so good, and that was part of the reason why he was my very first ever 6-star rank 4 tech champion. And that was like right around the time also when like Nimrod and Omega Sentinel had come out, so there was some big shifts in the top of the tech class, but I still took up Warlock. I don't think I had the other ones yet anyways. But I took up Warlock, and Warlock has aged really, really well. And he's always had a good presence in Battlegrounds. That was also one of the major reasons why I initially took him to rank 4, was just as a dual-purpose Battlegrounds champion. I also took him up to Sig 200, which you guys saw he already is Sig 200, which is perfect. Which, when I think about that, like, what would be better? You know, a 7-star unduped rank 2 Warlock, or a 6-star rank 5 Sig 200 Warlock. I've given that a lot of thought, and I think, and especially for crit me with your best shot, for crit me with your best shot meta specifically, and I think for that meta, I think the 7-star rank 2 unduped would slightly edge out the 6-star rank 5, just because he has a lot more health, especially on defense, so it'd just be longer to kill him, and plus stat focus. So I think, yeah, the 7-star would be slightly better, but I don't think it's by that much, not by that big of a margin. And, you know, the great thing about having the 6-star version is being at Sig 200. At Sig 200, it's not going to be doing anything for us offensively, because the degen won't do anything. It's only yellow numbers that deal damage for crit me with your best shot. However, on defense, which we've talking about extensively, you know, Warlock's going to be a really great defender in that meta. That is where that degen can come into play. Because if a lot of other people are running these suicide masteries, and I put Warlock on defense, and they don't use someone who has full immunity, you know, they have a debuff on them, or, you know, just Warlock applies, let's say, his shock or his armor break debuff because the infection is active, and they have willpower, you know, then, and everyone runs willpower, pretty much, then that degen damage is actually going to come into effect, and it's actually going to chip away at their health. Which again, we've talked about health being so important now with the changes, so I think the Sig 200 could actually really could come in handy. So that's kind of like the silver lining I like to view with ranking up the 6-star instead of the 7-star. And honestly, I just trying to convince myself, you know, to do it, trying to come up with any good reason. But yeah, I do think it is a pretty good reason, and I'm really excited to be using Warlock at that rank 5 level for Battlegrounds. Good to have him up, you know. And Warlock, he's just such a funny looking guy, you know. He's just so wacky and goofy. Like, how can you not like him? You know, he's so crazy. He's so crazy. Actually, another fun fact for you guys, if you didn't know, I'm sure you all know that Warlock, you know, he applies a bleed on his heavy attack. But if you want to know why that is, there's actually a reason. He actually copied that move from another character. So Warlock's heavy attack, like that, it's actually Wolverine's special 1. Just a fun fact for you guys. Warlock just totally stole Wolverine's move, which I find to be pretty funny. Alright, let's go here. 10 Furies. Let's pop that fat special 2. Nice, did some decent damage. Let's go for some heavies. Okay, can't hit him here. It's the shield. Ah. Where's my parry? this dude won't die. Will this get auto blocked? Oh, it doesn't. That's cool. Alright, there we go. Freaking Darkhawk, man. That's annoying. Okay, what else we got here? Just a Hawkeye. Alright. Man, well, I've barely been paying attention to the path you've been talking, but Warlock's just been cruising through here. Alright, one more fight. Get her done. And I need to figure out which relic I should put on my Warlock. So if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. What do you think is the best relic for Warlock, specifically for the crit me with your best shot meta? Because again, that's the entire point of this rank up. So I need a relic that's going to maximum benefit for that meta. Alright, boom, 7 Furies. Let's pop this. Another fun fact, after Warlock Special 2, you can just go for a heavy. If they don't have a bar of power, you can just rip it. Just rip it. Boom, 42k medium. Not too shabby. Alright, there we go. There's Warlock just running through that. But yeah, let's take a look at the relics here. The tech relics. This is all the relics I have. I have them all. But yeah, I'm not sure which one's best on Warlock. So go ahead and let me know in the comments, guys. I could use some help with that. But wow, Warlock, he's in my top line of champs. Wow, that's looking great up there. Okay. So bada bing, bada boom, man. Warlock, rank 5, level 65, signature 200. Let me know what you guys think of this rank up. It's going to be very, very beneficial for the next meta, and I think it's going to be a pivotal rank up to achieve top 8. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, the analysis. Subscribe if you want to see more content. We'll be pushing top 8 super duper hard. Some Warlock gameplay will definitely be on the way in that meta. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.